Most people spend their entire lives trying to control everything around them. People, situations, outcomes, circumstances. But the truth is, no matter how powerful you think you are, you will never control everything. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control traffic. You cannot control how someone speaks to you, and you cannot control the sudden surprises of life. What you can control, however, is your reaction. And in that single choice lies the difference between peace and chaos, between weakness and strength, between moving forward and being stuck. Think about it. A person who loses their temper at every inconvenience is not strong, they are fragile. If someone insults you and you react with rage, who really controls you at that moment? You or the person who insulted you? The one who can push your buttons owns your emotions. But when you master the art of remaining calm, when you act like nothing bothers you, you take back your power. You show the world that your emotions are not puppets waiting to be pulled, but treasures guarded with wisdom. Let me give you an example you can see every day. Imagine driving in heavy traffic. Someone cuts you off without signaling. Immediately, your blood pressure rises, your horn is pressed, your voice gets louder. You spend the next 10 minutes burning inside with anger. But tell me, what has changed? Did your shouting clear the traffic? Did your anger make the driver more respectful? No. Instead, it robbed you of your peace, poisoned your mind, and distracted you from your journey. Now imagine another person in the same situation. They see the reckless driver, but instead of reacting, they take a deep breath, let it pass, and continue driving. Which one of them won? The one who didn't allow the circumstance to control their reaction. That's strength. Life is exactly like that road. You will always face reckless drivers in the form of rude people, unexpected problems, and disappointments. You cannot remove them, but you can decide not to let them dictate your inner state. Because once you lose control of your reaction, you lose control of yourself. Here's the truth: circumstances are like waves in the ocean. You cannot stop the waves from coming, but you can learn how to surf. If you panic every time a wave rises, you will drown. But if you train your balance, if you learn to stand steady, you will ride over them with grace. Mastering your reaction is that balance. It is learning to stand tall when life pushes, to breathe when life suffocates, to smile when life frowns. Now, let's bring it to something even more personal: relationships. How many friendships, families, and even marriages have been destroyed because someone could not control their reaction in the heat of the moment? Words spoken in anger, actions done in frustration. Once released, they cannot be taken back. But if in that very moment, a person chose silence instead of shouting, patience instead of punishment, calmness instead of chaos, the story would have been different. Controlling your reaction is not about pretending the hurt didn't exist. It's about refusing to let the hurt dictate your behavior. That is wisdom. That is strength. Even in the workplace, the same principle applies. Imagine your boss criticizes your work harshly. Your first instinct may be to defend, to argue, to show attitude. But what happens then? The situation escalates, your image suffers, and opportunities close. But if you control your reaction, Listen calmly and respond with maturity. Not only do you protect your peace, but you also earn respect. Remember, people are always watching how you respond under pressure. Reaction reveals character more than words ever will. When you begin to live with this mindset, that control over reaction is greater than control over circumstances, you develop a new kind of power. You no longer become a slave to external forces. You become the master of your inner world. And when you are the master of your inner world, the outer world loses its grip on you. Let me leave you with this thought: fire does not burn the strongest steel, it refines it. In the same way, challenges are not meant to destroy you, but to reveal what you are truly made of. Every time life provokes you, it is testing whether you will hand over your power or hold on to it. Those who hand it over remain victims, but those who hold it become victors. So I say to you, master your reactions. When someone insults you, rise above it. When circumstances frustrate you, remain steady. When challenges shake you, stand firm. Because the greatest victory in life is not proving others wrong, but proving to yourself that nothing has the power to break you unless you allow it. And that, my friends, is the true art of acting like nothing bothers you, not because you don't feel, but because you refuse to be controlled. That is where your real power lies. Peace is one of the most underrated forms of power in the world. People think strength is found in shouting, in fighting, in proving who is right. They believe victory is measured by how loud they can argue or how forcefully they can respond. But the truth is, peace is far more powerful than noise. Peace is not weakness. It is the hidden weapon that separates those who are controlled by the world from those who control themselves. Think about it carefully. Anyone can get angry. Anyone can slam doors, raise their voice, or lose control. That takes no discipline at all. But not everyone can stay calm when provoked. Not everyone can smile when criticized. Not everyone can maintain clarity when surrounded by confusion. That level of peace requires strength, wisdom, and mastery. And once you learn how to protect your peace, you carry a weapon that no enemy, no critic, and no challenge can defeat. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The winds are strong, the rain is heavy, trees are bending, and chaos is everywhere. Yet right in the center of that storm, there is a calm space called the eye of the storm. Total stillness. That is exactly what peace is. It does not mean there is no chaos around you. It means you have discovered a way to stay calm in the middle of it. When you live in that state, the storm can roar, but it cannot control you. Now bring that to daily life. Picture yourself at work. A colleague spreads rumors about you. Instead of reacting with anger, you continue your work with calmness. Others watch you, waiting for you to break, but you remain steady. What happens? Your silence speaks louder than their noise. Your peace makes them powerless, because nothing frustrates negative people more than when they realize they cannot disturb your spirit. Peace in that moment becomes your weapon. Let's take another example: home life. Many people carry stress from their jobs, from financial struggles, from daily challenges. When they enter their home, the smallest irritation from their spouse, children, or family can set off an explosion. Arguments begin, voices rise, love fades. But now imagine a person who walks into that same home with peace in their heart. Instead of shouting, they choose patience. Instead of adding fuel, they calm the fire. Slowly, the atmosphere changes. Peace has the power to transform not only you but everyone around you. It is contagious. Just as anger spreads like wildfire, peace spreads like sunlight. It warms, it brightens, it heals. Peace also protects your health. Science proves that constant anger, stress, and anxiety harm the body. They raise blood pressure, weaken the heart, and damage the immune system. But people who live with inner peace are healthier, stronger, and even look younger. Why? Because they are not draining their energy on constant battles. They save their energy for things that matter. That is why peace is a weapon, not just against external problems, but against the silent attacks of stress that destroy you from within. Have you noticed how the wisest leaders, the most respected figures, are rarely the ones who shout? They are the ones who speak few words, but with calm authority. Their peace gives weight to their presence. People trust them because they know they will not be shaken by pressure. That is what makes peace such a powerful force. When you carry it, you become unshakable and people are drawn to you. Let's return to the storm metaphor for a moment. In life, storms will come. Disappointments, betrayals, losses. Most people panic and drown in the waves. But those who carry peace ride through storms like skilled sailors. They understand that the storm is temporary, but their calmness can be permanent. This attitude makes them stand out. Peace is not about ignoring reality. It's about mastering yourself so reality does not destroy you. Now think of a fire. If you respond to fire with more fire, everything burns. But if you respond to fire with water, the flames die down. Peace is that water. It cools down heated situations, it prevents destruction, and it keeps relationships alive. Every time you choose peace instead of reaction, you are choosing to protect your future. Some people confuse peace with silence or avoidance, but peace is not running away. It is facing challenges with clarity and wisdom. It is saying, I will not waste my energy on what does not deserve it. That's why peace is not passive, it is active power. It allows you to step back, breathe, and choose your battles wisely. And the greatest warriors are not the ones who fight every fight, but the ones who know when not to fight at all. When you begin to live with this understanding, your life changes. You stop chasing arguments. You stop proving yourself to people who don't matter. And you stop being a prisoner of small things. You discover freedom. And freedom is the ultimate weapon. Freedom from stress, freedom from negativity, freedom from unnecessary battles. So remember, this peace is not just an emotion. It is a weapon. It protects your mind, it guards your heart, it shapes your relationships, and it strengthens your life. The next time life tries to shake you, hold on to your peace. The next time people try to provoke you, smile and remain calm. Because when you do, you show them and yourself that nothing can break a person who has mastered the power of peace. The higher you rise in life, the less you should react to noise. Think about an eagle. When it spreads its wings and soars into the sky, it does not waste energy fighting with crows on the ground. The eagle knows that if it simply flies higher, the crows cannot reach it. That is the wisdom of greatness. When you are destined for higher places, you cannot afford to react to every distraction, every insult, and every provocation. The more you rise, the smaller the noise becomes. In daily life, this truth is everywhere. Look at successful leaders, entrepreneurs, thinkers, or even athletes. Do you notice how calm they often appear when criticized? It is not that criticism doesn't exist. It is that they have learned to place their attention above it. They understand that if they stopped to react to every voice, they would never have the energy to keep climbing. Your energy is like fuel, and where you invest it determines how far you go. If you pour it all into reactions, you run out before you even reach your destination. But if you conserve it for your purpose, nothing can stop your rise. Imagine a tall tree. When it is still small, even goats can chew its leaves, and children can pull its branches. But when it grows tall and strong, no one can reach its highest branches. That is how life works. When you are still growing, distractions seem big, but as you rise, they become too small to matter. The mistake many people make is staying at the level of arguments, proving themselves to those who don't matter, fighting battles that don't add value. They forget that every minute spent reacting to small things is a minute stolen from their bigger dreams. Let's take an example from the workplace. Suppose you are aiming for a leadership position. On your journey, you will meet people who criticize you, try to pull you down, or even gossip behind your back. If you react to every single comment, you waste time, energy, and focus. But if you keep your eyes on your purpose and continue to rise, soon those same voices will be beneath you. Just as no one throws stones at a fruitless tree, people attack when they see potential. But remember, your rise is the answer to their noise. Success is the loudest silence you can give. Consider another example. A student preparing for exams. Friends may invite them to parties. Distractions may call from social media, and others may laugh at their discipline. If that student reacts to every distraction, they lose focus. But if they keep rising in discipline, if they keep climbing in effort, their results will speak louder than any reaction. The higher they rise in their studies, the less the noise of distractions matters. And the same applies in every part of life. Whether in careers, relationships, or personal growth, this principle also applies to personal insults. Small minds will always find ways to throw shade. Someone may insult your appearance, your choices, or your dreams. If you stop and fight back, you are lowering yourself to their level. But when you rise above, when you keep your dignity, when you act as if their words cannot touch you, you show them that you are on a different level entirely. Not every bark deserves a response. Dogs bark at the moon every night, but the moon never stops shining. That is the art of rising. Now, rising higher is not only about success or achievement. It is also about maturity. Children cry over small things because they have not yet grown. Adults, however, learn that not everything deserves tears. In the same way, spiritual and emotional maturity teaches us that not everything deserves reaction. If you still react to the same small things that once bothered you, you have not grown. But if you can now overlook them, smile at them, and focus on bigger things, you have proof that you are rising. Think of professional athletes on the field. When the crowd boos, when opponents try to provoke, do they stop to argue? No. The best ones focus on the game because their goal is higher than the noise. The crowd will always have something to say, but victory silences all voices. Your life is the same. Focus on your game and let your results answer your critics.